The zombies are coming. That's right, the zombies are coming. You heard it here first. Well, actually, if you're hearing this, you're probably already dead.
Welcome to the zombie apocalypse.
That's right. This is what it's going to look like right here. A couple of dudes just on your screen talking about the zombies. This week we watched a couple of, I guess, zombie movies. Kinda, right? Kinda, sorta. Not like your 28 Days Later or Walking Dead type zombies, but more of the ha funny zombies, right?
Well, that was. I think that was the quest for these two movies was to make something funny.
I think so. They both had the same vibe to them, eh? They both.
Yeah.
To me, I thought they were the same movie. I was like,
as soon as you gave me that movie, I was like, "Ooh, I have a good counter to this one."
So we watched this movie called Cooties.
Yeah.
In which the basic premise was zombies. It had what's his name? Elijah Wood. Yeah,
Elijah
Hobbit
Wood.
guy from Lord of the Rings.
They had two comedians. One from what was it? Third Rock, I think, and one from
and some other dude. They had a bunch of people in it.
One from The Office, the American version, actually. So
so what the premise of it was? This one kid got infected by this thing from eating a chicken nugget.
Yeah.
And then they just went on.
She ended up biting other people. Yeah. They become infected.
And it only affected kids because they were somewhat puberty or something like that. They took over a school, and I can't remember if they took over the town because these movies are just blending together to me.
They took over a town, and then it spread very quickly because it was all the kids who had these chicken McNuggets, or not McNuggets, chicken nuggets.
That's right.
My apologies to McDonald's.
It wasn't McDonald's fault.
No, not this time.
No.
Okay. I watched this one with my kids actually, right? And it was cheesy.
Very.
Yes, that I think that was part of the plan was cheese, and you know what? For the movie, it wasn't that bad. I'm glad Elijah Wood was in it because if it wasn't Elijah as the main character, I think I would have lost.
The funniest part to me was when the one dude made the Hobbit comment to him.
Yes. That little bit of self-awareness.
And then I went, okay, that was the funniest part of the movie. The rest of it, I went, okay, whatever.
Yeah, it was. I'm not glad I watched it.
No.
That's what it comes down to.
I flipped past it a few times, and I'm kind of like, oh, I'm going to watch that, because I was like, well, I want to see what it's like. I'm like, okay, whatever. And I always just flipped past it. Then I just was like, I'm going to watch it.
Yeah, you made it.
Decided to watch it, and I was like,
yeah.
I probably should have just kept flipping past it.
It was cheese. It was a low budget cheese movie, and at the end, I think that's when they started to actually just be balls out about everything. It was at that point in time. If that was the movie from half an hour on, I think it would have been a much better movie because they actually decided to have fun, but it was just more like, oh, gotta get to this room, and then it was interpersonal play, and it's just like you have a bunch of comedians in a room trying to be serious, and it's just like it's not working.
Having them be funny.
But
it wasn't so bad. You know how like you sometimes you get the cheese movies that just like, here, we're gonna put titties.
Yes,
we're gonna put titties.
Yeah,
for no reason.
Yep.
This movie didn't do that.
No.
And I have to give them props for that. They tried to keep it PG? Somewhat PG. Yeah. Because a lot of times when you see movies like this, the lower budget, the B type movies, they just throw either they throw a bunch of gore and violence in it, or they throw a bunch of titties.
Mm-hmm.
And this one, I don't think did either. It wasn't very gory. It wasn't. They did have the gore, like obviously when was it. These two movies are intermingling together. Was it this one that had the one missing half the face, the zombie?
No.
Okay, see,
that was the other one.
That was the other one. But they showed a couple gory bites. In
it.
So it was like there wasn't too much of the hey, we're just doing this because it needs to be there. But again, it was not a good movie. No, it was definitely not. Don't watch it. If you're like me and we're like flipping past it, going, hey, I should watch this one day.
Just keep showing up on my feed. No. Keep going.
Just
move on to something else.
There should be a button that goes delete. Get off.
Yeah.
Do not show me again. Because if there was,
Google has that actually. If you want, you can adjust and go.
Yeah, so does Facebook. You can be like, do not show me things like this again.
Yeah. So
Do not.
Netflix needs to adopt that
Yes, they do.
little idea and start doing with theirs. The next one was A Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse, which was, again, another cheese-filled movie. And what was it? You were mentioning breasts, and they definitely throw in the breast factors, because it's like they were...
The funniest part of the movie was when the zombie, like, the zombie girl gets caught, her shirt caught, and her... Whoosh,
and just...
and they're just, like, there. They're just flooping around. Nice pair of titties on the zombie, anyways.
Oh, yeah.
And the one dude goes...
Walks up and gives him a nice squeeze, and yeah,
was-
that was a good part, because it was so weird, because they're at the store and a cop comes by, goes in, or you don't see her go in, but you see her come out, and I was looking, wow, look at the rack on that one. It's like, well, now we know why there's a rack on that one, because you get to see them later.
Yes.
So, but this one was definitely, they added the sense of nudity, and they added the sense of
Gore.
For the sense of being a little bit more over the top, a little bit more outrageous. They didn't spend...
This one was more of a mainstream one, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I remember this one coming out in theaters.
It did
and
come out in theaters.
The Cooties one, well, I don't even know where it came from. No. It just showed up one time on my feed of one of the services I have. And I was like, oh. But I remember this one. I remember this one being in theaters, and I remember it kind of not being like big hype, but just, hey, this is in movie theaters.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a zombie comedy,
and it had a couple funny parts, but nothing where I remember. Obviously, I remember the titty part. That's it. Really.
That's how interesting the movie was.
That's how interesting the movie was. Yeah.
And again, I watched it with the kids. There was a little bit more sexual overtones to it than the other one. The missus watched it with us too, and it was this was the best part of the whole movie, but it wasn't necessarily because it was the movie. We're sitting there, and this is when the group gets out of the city, and they're walking towards a car, and there's another zombie, and it's like, oh, is it that guy? And they start zombie talking to each other, and the missus is like, wow, could this get any more corny? And then they start singing.
Oh yeah, when they started saying Britney Spears, yeah.
And it's just like,
the guy was wearing
challenge
Britney,
accepted.
Yeah,
It
sure
was
can.
so great. We had a huge chuckle about that, because it's just like, challenge accepted. It was so funny.
If you're gonna watch one of these movies, watch the Scout's Guide to you can't remember the damn name. Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse, because it's way better than the other one. This one at least has, I don't even know, it has a little bit more appeal.
I think it does. Like, it's the usual tropes. It has funny parts. It has good laughable humor and a nice rack that shows up. So, in grand scheme of things, if I had to watch one of the two movies, it would be Scout's Guide.
Yeah.
If I had a choice of neither,
I would choose. Yeah, I would definitely choose.
I would
neither.
go back to. I'd
watch Seinfeld reruns. That's what I would do.
Yeah, or The Walking Dead, for that matter.
Yeah, or like Shaun of the Dead.
Ooh,
That
yes.
that one's even better.
Yes.
Or 30 nights or whatever, Days of Nights or some shit like that. But if you're jonesing for a zombie movie, skip over these two. Find something different. There's better quality ones out there. There's definitely better ones out there.
Definitely better anything out there. Like,
yeah.
I understand now why, like, I don't get the same feeds that you do, so I understand why Cooties never showed up on mine. But the Scout's Guide, it was on my radar, because I was like, oh, okay, this will just be, good popcorn flick. But at the end of it, it was like, what it had, the funniest moment wasn't because of the movie. Well, it was because of the movie, but it was the interactions that I had with the people that I was watching it. That's what was the best part.
Sticks out in your mind, and that's bad for a movie. That's bad for a movie. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. We'll be back with some more movies.
Yes.
Later.
See ya.